Hello there. Welcome to another edition of Rocket's Rambler Garage. We got our welding gas bottle filled, so we are now back where we can work on this cart. I've got a little bit of weld. I actually cheated and did a little welding last night after we got the bottle filled. I've got a little bit more finish welding to do on this. I got to drill the holes in the corner of the thing for the casters. Then I got to come by and I got to knock off all these hard edges sticking up here, because I'll find one right down here where it'll do me some terrible good. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to fire up the welder here, get busy and finish up my welding and start drilling some holes. Just down to cleaning up welds, making sure everything's flat for the wheel plates to bolt down. So let me put the helmet away, find my ear pro, plug my grinder in, and get to doing a little cleaning. I set these up to have a basic arrangement to just weld the wheels in. I'd kind of like to not have them in the exact corner to make getting to the bolts reasonably easy. With that, you just take a hammer, put it in here, get a little out of the, leaves a little center punch mark for your drill bit to go into. A little transfer punch mark. Nice. That went through without spinning the drill bit in the chuck. In the corner ought to be fun. And since I don't want to take forever to tighten those, I'm going to get a wrench and an impact. Because I want to hear when I get old. Throw in some ear pro because the impact gets loud. There we go. One down, 3 to go. I'll do. I need to run upstairs, give a quick check on our 3D print job up there. We're making a seal for those AC lines going through the firewall. Whoever added the AC to the car didn't do a very good job of anything in terms of sealing things up. So I'm going to go check on that, and I will be right back. And there you have it. One cart for moving engines, transmissions into position under a car on a lift. Since we're not lucky enough to have a conveyor belt system where the engines and trans are coming down this way and the body drops down on top, and we have the luxury of everything being pretty well in alignment by the conveyor belts, which probably had dowel pins on them to locate things, so everything would be just where it's supposed to be. We don't have that, so we'll make it to where we can move the engine and transmission about. So anyway, that's it for this project. On to the next one. We are in the final stages of assembling this engine and getting it ready for its big day tomorrow. Tomorrow is the planned day when we take the engine off the stand, put the clutch back on it, get it mated up to the transmission and the bell housing, which is right behind me, and getting it mated to the differential. And then we got to get everything sitting on a cart so we can roll it forward and put it back in the car tomorrow. Expectation is we'll have a crew of people here to help, because I really want about 4 people under the car as spotters, so we can, you know, kind of control it down. We've got to put there's 4 studs in the body that have to go through the correct holes in the cross members, so there's a lot of stuff to do on the engine, and then there's going to be actually quite a bit of stuff to do with getting everything on that cart and ready to go. So without any further ado, we're going to get started. And I think the first thing I've discovered, no, I remember I actually did this. We're going to put the thermostat in, because it's going to be easier to do that than the generator bracket. Actually, I'll probably do the valve covers first, then the generator bracket itself. So we got a handful of things like that to do. Benjamin was good enough, cut us a new thermostat gasket. I, like always, am going to put a little thin film of Permatex number 2 around both sides of this gasket. It's just good insurance. Really goes out and gets quite a curl to it. Got us a thermostat. We're actually going to put the original thermostat that was in this engine back into this engine, just because I think it makes sense to do so. Actually should have got myself a little piece of wire. Happen to have one handy. It works better if you can hook those thermostats and then kind of lower this in place, holding on to that thermostat. Then I can hold that up, lower it in place. As always, I put a little bit of anti-seize on the bolts. Can't tell you how many of these I've fought getting apart over the years, from bolts basically seizing in place. I want to remind everybody, this is a